Most people who know about the door to hell discovered it on a screen, a video, a photograph, a documentary, something that made them stop scrolling and think, where is that? How does that exist? But there are people for whom the door to hell has never been a discovery. It has simply always been there. The people of Darvaza have lived beside this crater their entire lives. Their parents lived beside it. Their children are growing up beside it now. For them, the glow on the horizon at night is not a spectacle. It is not extraordinary. It is just the sky, the way the sky looks, the way it has always looked. This is their story. The settlement of Darvaza existed long before the drilling team arrived in 1971. The name Darvaza means gate or door in the local language, which gives the crater's nickname a layer of meaning that most coverage misses. The door to hell didn't get its name from outsiders. It came, at least in part, from a place that was already called the Gate. The people of the Karakum are predominantly Turkmen, a nomadic culture with deep roots in the desert. The Karakum was not a place people passed through. It was home. Generations of families had navigated its terrain, understood its seasons, and knew its dangers and rhythms. When the Soviet drilling teams arrived, they came as outsiders to a place that already had its own history. The locals watched the equipment arrive, watched the drilling begin, and then watched the ground open up and swallow it. The immediate aftermath of the accident changed Darvaza's relationship with the desert in ways that were impossible to predict. The sound arrived first, the deep, constant roar that now defines the crater. In the flat desert, with no hills to block or absorb it, sound travels. The people did not need to visit the crater to know it was there. They could hear it from their homes. Then, the light. At night, for the first time, the horizon to the south glowed. Not the warm, familiar glow of a settlement. Something different, permanent, unwavering, a stain on the night sky. It was there every evening when the sun went down and still there every morning when it came back up. Older residents described the early years as unsettling. The sound that never stopped, the light that never went out, the sense that something underneath the desert had been disturbed and had not settled back. Over time, and this is the part that is most human, it became normal. The sound became background. The glow became landmark. Children born after 1971 grew up with the crater as part of the landscape, no more remarkable than a hill or a river. You don't choose the geography of your childhood, you just grow up inside it. The crater has changed the economics of Darvaza. Tourism began building slowly. Travelers who made the journey across the desert. Guides emerged. Camps were established. The crater the government ordered closed has become a source of income and identity. When the president orders the crater sealed, the conversation in government is about methane emissions and wasted gas reserves. The conversation in Darvaza is different. The crater is on their land. Their families have lived beside it for over 50 years, and the tourism economy it has generated, guides, camps, food, transportation, is a real part of how people there make a living. There is also something harder to quantify. The crater is part of who they are now. It is in their stories. Stories about what the fire means, whether it should be feared or respected or simply accepted as a neighbor. Some describe the crater as a wound, something the earth has not forgiven. Others describe it as a kind of guardian. None of those stories were written down. They were told by people living in the orange glow of a fire that was never supposed to last. The world comes to Darvaza to see something extraordinary. The people of Darvaza wake up every morning next to it. For the visitors, it is a spectacle. For the locals, it is Tuesday. It is the sound while they eat dinner. It is the light their children navigate by at night. It is the thing that makes their home famous to strangers and simply home to them. There is something in that gap, between the wonder of the outsider and the normalcy of the insider, that says something true about adaptation. The door to hell has been burning for 50 years. For the people of Darvaza, it has simply always been Anziton. Subscribe, because the most important stories about remarkable places are usually the ones told by the people who never left.